We are here at Oshkosh opening day, and it's a hot one, but it's a nice day to be looking at airplanes, as it always is here in Wisconsin. Talking today with Jon Hansen. I'm Dan Johnson. We're going to talk about the Sky Arrow, and we've got two of them to show you. First, John, we're looking at one I feel like I've seen before here. This has been around before, has it not?
Yes,
this particular airplane.
This is basically a model of the original 3i Sky Arrow. It was made by 3i, the original company that developed the Sky Arrow.
They're the ones that created this whole thing, and,
yes.
And won, as I recall, Part 23 certification, and light sport.
Yes.
And probably some European certifications as well.
Oh,
correct?
yes. These are, all of them meet the JARB LA for the European things, meet the certification for the. This particular aircraft happens to be, this one right here, is a Part 23. This is what the
this one here is. Okay.
This is an airplane that was used in Italy and Europe for special work, surveillance work. You can see it's got a camera on the bottom.
Oh no, we didn't look down there.
Yes, it's got a camera on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I see it down there. Okay.
And you can see the registration is Italian.
Yes, I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
The I numbers or whatever, however you want, I letters, I guess in this case. But Triple I, as everybody called it, because it was a long Italian name for Americans, it was a little challenging to say. They ran into some financial problems, I guess we'll call it, but they're not around anymore, right?
Yes.
It's now emerged from that thanks to a company, if I don't butcher the name, I believe it's Magnahi.
That's close.
That's pretty close anyway. A company that has a lot of other activity. They don't just build airplanes. In fact, building airplanes is fairly new, correct?
Well, complete airplanes.
They build a lot of parts for airplanes.
Boeing
stuff, right?
And Airbus and everything. They build the landing gear.
Pretty big company too, right?
Big company, and an old company. This company dates back to 1936.
Wow. Okay. So they got a little history with them, and thank goodness they decided to smile on light sport and this concept of the Sky Arrow, which is an airplane I have enjoyed flying several times. Let's go look at one they've actually built. Can we do that?
Yeah, we'll go there. But this is the old thing. That's the red. You could get it in any color you wanted as long as it's red and white. Now,
kind of like Henry Ford. Any color you want as long as it's black. But, all right, but now we've got. I see different colors over here behind the camera. So
now we'll go
have a look
at the new one.
All right. All right, now we've gotten to the new production from Magnahi, and it's not red and white as you see. In fact, it's blue and white. I guess it's any color you want as long as it's blue now, huh?
That is basically it. The colors from Magnahi are blue.
Well, what I'm looking at, and the camera will come in here and look for a second, but I see Dynon, Skyview, fill in the panel. We didn't see that in the past. I've always loved the way this is arranged. It's a very tidy, nice airplane. And so Jon Hansen sitting in it for us here. Tell us a little bit about what has changed now in going from old Triple I to new Magnahi.
Well, first thing is, even at Triple I, we had some glass, but not. Everything's changed in the last 3 years, so we've gone now to the latest, the Skyview, synthetic vision. It's got a built-in transponder, and it's all-in-one. It's everything you need for light sport.
Even better than your airliners you used
yes,
to fly.
Oh yeah, it's better than, I never saw anything like this on the L-1011.
Big as that was with a bigger panel, but nonetheless you still got some analog gauges.
Analog gauges. All these are replicated in the thing. These are just
sort of backup.
Backups. These are.
And for guys like me that learned how to fly with round gauges, we still look with it. We love these, but sometimes we kind of go, once in a while I just like to look at an airspeed indicator.
Yeah. So instead of a tape or something like that.
That's right.
So that's what we've got.
Any changes to the control mechanisms? I mean, it was always a right stick and the throttle over here.
Everything is exactly the same as in your old Sky Arrow, the original Sky Arrow. Everything's the same. Heater controls. This is the engine baffle. That's all the same thing. We've still got the finger brakes, which work super. We've got some new.
But they are controllable. They're not just a single brake on this. They're controllable. So I guess it's not toe brakes. It's finger brakes.
Finger brakes. That's what we refer to as finger brakes. The panel looks less cluttered in this thing.
And colorful too. So
we went to the blue instead of the black and the red.
They've always executed very nicely, but that's fine. It's nice to see an airplane built really well, but a pilot wants to go, well, how does it fly?
It flies just like the old Sky Arrow, which was absolutely great.
They are just a charming airplane to fly. One of the nicest flying airplanes in the LSA space. It's tandem, but the tandem seating just
raised
behind us here is a little bit higher, and the whole canopy goes up a little higher here, so that the person in the back doesn't feel like this at all.
No.
I flew it from the back as well, and prefer the front, of course, because it's just a wonderful view. And you're seated out here. What are you? Probably 3 feet in front of the wing here, so you can see everything.
Yes, it's when you're sitting here. I've flown these Sky Arrows across the country. I don't know how many times, from Atlanta to San Diego to Los Angeles to San Francisco. I've made deliveries in these things, and I can fly 12 hours, 14 hours in a day and get out and like just gone to the grocery store.
Excellent.
It's
In the back seat, it looks like it's kind of like, well, okay, if you're going to go that distance, you got to carry some stuff. If you flew solo, you could put it in the back seat, but behind the back seat, we got some storage area.
Yeah, we've got a full underneath the seat, and behind the seat we have capabilities of 66 pounds.
66 pounds after the seat.
Yeah.
So you just pull the seat cushion forward, and you can
Yeah.
get at everything you need back there.
Everything you need.
Now, there's another nice feature that I recall, and I want to ask you if it still exists, and that is when you have to have this stuff maintained, getting down underneath there, and especially in this airplane, but in almost any airplane, that's a challenge. There used to be a neat way to do repairs of this. Is that still possible?
This still comes out. It's just that we don't have the knobs. We used to have the little bolts and what have you. They're just right underneath
And
here.
you could just, and when you disconnect those things, but you don't have to do that all the time, of course.
See, here's
It hinges
the
forward, does it?
connections. It just lifts off.
Yeah, back
Look
here
at
at
the connections you
the
have.
back end of the panel, it's all just disconnect stuff. And then you can take this whole thing out,
It
right?
just lifts up and goes out.
Beautiful. So a lot of nice things to be said about it.
One of the things that I really like about it in a training environment is the adjustability that's built into the airplane.
Okay, talk about that. You're talking about for the occupants,
For the occupants when you're flying.
pedals and so forth.
Yeah, the front is still the full rudder pedals are fully adjustable. Right from the person that would stand yay high to the person that's you can get a 6'7" person in this plane, believe it or not.
Well, and one
It's
other thing we have to mention while we're talking about the ability to adjust the controls is that this airplane has probably been the superstar of the Able Flight Organization, which is a fine organization that provides scholarships for people who are disabled in some way and who want to learn how to fly. And Jon Hansen and his crew, his sons and everybody associated with him, been very supportive of that. But there have been people in here that flew this without the ability to use their legs or various other challenges that they faced, and many of them have flown in Sky Arrow, haven't they?
Yes, this particular plane does not have. They did not have a handicap gizmo to put on.
Yeah, you
it.
had a special handle
it's the handle that
situation.
goes here.
So if you had no use of your legs, you just did it all with your hand.
This plane does not have it, but we in our training thing, we back in Marietta, we've got the one we've had. We just now finished up, Able Flight just finished up 6 students at Purdue in 6 weeks. Can you imagine? 6 students went to Purdue, brand new students, in 6
No
weeks.
prior flying time.
No prior flying time. All 6 of them passed the thing. We had a deaf person. We had people that didn't have arms. That
It's marvelous what they've
that didn't
accomplished.
have legs.
It's a great thing, and so thank you to you, Jon Hansen and his crew, and the Sky Arrow for supporting that worthy
Well,
cause.
at Purdue this year, the 6 people we finished up, we had 2 Sky Arrows and my FK9. They flew almost constantly. Each aircraft accumulated just shy of 100 hours.
Wow, excellent.
So
So some great stuff, Jon. You've given us a lot of information. We always like to tease people with this much and then say there's a lot more to get, and you want to talk to the Hansen crew. Hansen Air Group is the name of the company. What's the name of the website?
it's Hansen Air Group, www.hansenairgroup.com.
And Hansen with an E.
Yeah, Hansen with an E, no O.
Not an O. And you not only have the Sky Arrow and this lovely airplane this is, and now from the Magnahi company, but you also have the Peregrine you represent the FK9, a German design, and you represent the Comet, which is that neat
Another-
little biplane that folds wings. So a lot of stuff to be gotten there at HansenAirGroup.com. Great. Reporting today from Oshkosh, AirVenture, My name is Dan Johnson, and you can find more about the Skyro and all the other airplanes that Hansen Air Group sells at bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com. Thanks very much for watching today.